So next step is we enhance the relationship. So say someone's been a Seed to Seal certified supplier for several years. They've demonstrated consistent quality, delivery on time, they've passed all of our audits, and we have a strong relationship. We gradually enhance the relationship towards a partnership. So that can include things like very intensive site visits, and I'll explain what this is in just a second. And then we do a holistic review of their supply chain. Better? So you can cut the mic down. All right. So then we do a holistic review of their supply chain, and then we just understand all the variables to make sure that they can deliver consistently. So this is just a list of all of the places my team of 6 people has been over the last 12 months to visit. And within each of these countries, there have been multiple audits that they've done. So again, very aggressive, it's hard work. I have people again that call me all the time that say, oh, I want to be in an oil sourcing team. It takes a lot of rigor. These guys are on the road all the time because their job is to make sure that they are setting the bar really high to ensure that you're getting the best possible oil. So we also have 17 visits that we're taking this year, in addition to this list here, to other countries to visit. So after that, the things go very, very well. So let me back up just a second. Last year, I mentioned at convention that we have an agreement with a company called SCS Global. This company is the global leader in understanding environmental and sustainable practices for farms. And this is their business. They go and they audit along other companies to make sure that they have the very best practices. So we entered a partnership with them, and they've gone along with us to audit all of these farms. And this has been truly amazing. And as a result, we actually have, Young Living is the only company in the world that has a U.S. reviewed and accepted best practice for oil sourcing. No one else has this. And as a result of this hard work from this oil sourcing team, in addition to our relationship with SCS, we now have a 48-page audit that we use for all of the countries that you saw up there before to visit the farms, and we ask them questions like, what are their legal understanding of the law? Do they understand U.S. law or their local law? We ask them questions about their social responsibility. Do they have child labor? If they have children that are working that are younger than the age of 15, that's a no-starter. They can't supply to Young Living. If they have children that work between the ages of 15 and 18, as an example, they have to have permits that legally allow them to work. And we always maximize the number of hours that they work so they're not working around the clock. We ask them so many different questions. We ask things like pay, fair pay. What do they pay their workers? And it has to be minimum wage and then some to make sure that they're really being paid and compensated for the work that they do to support Young Living. We ask them questions about their distillation practices. We look at their water rights. We look to see, how they harvest. We look to see the testing. Do they meet the testing standards that we expect of them? So these are very aggressive and holistic reviews of their supply chain to get them to the level of partner farm. And once they do that, that's when it's truly rewarding. It's always rewarding because we always make sure that it's a mutual beneficial relationship between Young Living and our supplier. But when they become a partner farm, we have things like we do long-term contracts with them. So typically we may do a 2-year contract with a Seed to Seal certified supplier, but as a partner farm, that comes with maybe a 5 or 10-year commitment that Young Living is going to guarantee them business, which is huge for a grower. It's actually in this industry, that's a long time, but that's a commitment we make to them. We also do major operational involvement. We have a lot of people on the ground who help them through the audit that I mentioned before to build the improvement of their operation for long-term sustainability. And then we do a lot of development initiatives together. And part of that is a new program we just started last year called Young Living Partner Grant Program. And so again, this is first for us, and I think it's the first in the industry as well, where we give grant money to either people who are close to becoming partner farms or our partner farms to enhance their facilities to ensure that they continue with success with Young Living. We granted over $500,000 USD to partner farms last year for things like sustainable methods for how they do farming, new distillation facilities for their farms. We've helped them purchase land that they needed to grow some amazing oils that we want to deliver to you in the future. So this money is well used, and it's something that we're really proud of. So I want to take a second and introduce to you our very newest partner farm. You're the first in the world to hear this. Our new farm is called, and actually this is a partner farm, so it's a relationship between Young Living and a new partner. And the name of the farm is Young Living Labimint Peppermint Cooperative. And we're extremely excited about this. This company, Labimint, is actually one of the largest producers in the world of peppermint. And they're located in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, and actually the state of Washington. And they actually, 80% of the peppermint that's grown in Washington, which is considered the highest quality in the world, is managed by Labimint. So again, they're one of the leaders, and it's great for us because we're growing and we have so much growth ahead of us with all of the new markets that we're entering, to be with a leader that can stay with us and be for the long haul and do the things that we need them to do. So Labimint, again, they're just outstanding. Washington State is a great place for peppermint. Peppermint trees love that area because they have nice, long summer days that are nice and hot. They have about 12, 13 hours of sunlight during the day, and peppermint loves that because the hotter it is during the day, the more intense the peppermint gets and the larger the trees grow, the bushes get. And then at night, it's ideal again for peppermint because peppermint loves cool, breezy evenings. And again, that's great. And a cool evening is great for peppermint because it lowers the menthofuran, which is like a bitterness that you taste in peppermint. And the cooler it gets, the minimal that constituent exists. So it's been great for us to partner with this company. It's in the ideal center of Washington, and again, it has access to the very best peppermint. So really excited about this, and we will have trips out there because we have such a great partnership with them, and we really want to show them off and our new relationship. As Jared showed before, that just adds to our growing supply chain network for farms and oils. And again, we are the world leaders. We have the farms. We have a relationship with other farmers and growers. And we now have 17 with this new Labimint partnership that we would share with you guys. And so part of it would be visits and tours. And again, knowing from the source where you are getting your oils from. And again, as part of my role as the sourcing pillar for Seed to Seal, this is ideal for me and my team. So I just want to say thank you so much. I thank Gary for trusting me to make sure that I'm here to ensure that you get the oils that you deserve from a sourcing perspective. And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. It's been absolutely wonderful, and I look forward to some great accomplishments that we have ahead of you to make sure you get the purest oil on the planet. Thank you very much.